And we start Weather Impact now with a weather impact alert. I'm Chief Meteorologist Trevor Burchett, joined by meteorologist Kit Thomas and meteorologist Daniel McDonald. Here we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for a few counties in the Mid-South, but many of us right now are dry and sunny. I know a lot of us are looking at the sky going, severe thunderstorm watch? Not so much. Yeah, look at downtown Memphis right now. We got some sunshine, couple of clouds across at least part of the city and across the Mid-South. It's been an overall dry day. We had some showers this morning as expected, and then some of us have seen an isolated shower this afternoon. Memphis, though, has been dry since this morning. We've made it to 82 degrees right now. Winds out of the southwest at about 15 to 20 miles an hour, keeping us warm and slowly getting more muggy each and every day. Here's a look at that severe thunderstorm watch. This goes until 9 p.m. technically, but I think this is going to be dropped here pretty early. That includes Cross County, Poinsett County, Mississippi County, and Arkansas. Also recently extended to include Lauderdale, Dyer, and Crockett County in Tennessee. But even with that severe thunderstorm watch, once we switch over to the radar, there's not a whole lot going on. If you were with us this time yesterday, we told you that there was a very slim chance for an afternoon or evening pop-up storm, but we haven't hardly seen any of that. So kind of on par with what we expected. Most areas are going to be dry. That's what we told you yesterday, but there have been a couple of zones that have seen maybe a quick downpour. Looking off to the north, though, that's where the storms have been. A pretty nasty thunderstorm just barely missed us through southeastern Missouri into Kentucky, and now basically diving toward Nashville. Pretty rough storm there with some high wind gusts and heavy rain. But that complex of storms missed us here in the Mid-South, just to the north of Dyersburg. But what's happened is we have a little outflow that's coming out of this thunderstorm. That's pretty much a gust of wind. Think of it as the exhale from the thunderstorm. So we've got a little wind that's come out of that storm system, and that has allowed some more storms to develop in the Mid-South. We'll zoom back in here and get a closer look at that. So again, kind of that outflow on the backside of that thunderstorm. Couple of showers have managed to pop up with that. Just north of Dyersburg, we had a couple of showers a bit ago and a couple of strikes of lightning there. That storm already exiting into Gibson and Obion counties. And then we also had one little shower just to the west of Ripley, Tennessee. That's also moving out of here and pretty much falling apart. Strongest storm closest to us right now is in the Missouri Boot Heel coming into Kennett. I think that's going to stay to the north of Dyer County. So all of that to say, I don't think much is going to happen around here. That severe thunderstorm watch probably going to be allowed to be dropped early, and I do think storms are going to continue to move out. Now, as rain is expected as we get further into Saturday, you do want to keep an eye on the radar. You can scan this QR code right here. Maybe you are traveling to Nashville tonight or headed out east where storms are a bit more likely. Scan that QR code there. You can watch the radar anytime you want on the ABC 24 Plus app for your smart TV or for your phone. You can also just search ABC 24. We've got the live stream of us, or you could just watch the radar wherever you go. But again, long story short, storms mainly stayed north of us, kind of as we expected when we talked last night. Can't rule out a shower here for the next hour or two up in northwest Tennessee. Of course, we've been talking about how desperately we need the rain. Rain totals for the last 24 hours, including the couple of showers tonight and the rain we saw this morning. Not very impressive. East Arkansas saw the most rain, but even then it was only 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. That is where the worst drought is, though, so thankfully they got some rain. But if you're east of the river, not a lot of rain from this morning's showers. Even Memphis just saw a couple of sprinkles. Want to head over to meteorologist Kit Thomas now at the weather wall. Kit, we get a new drought monitor update every Thursday. Of course, this morning's rain not included in that, but it doesn't seem like it would have helped all that much anyway.
Yeah, we only recorded 1/100th of an inch of rain at the airport in Memphis, so really doesn't do anything for the rain. And of course, that probably just evaporated right away. Take a look at the drought monitor from today, though. We've seen a further expansion of the highest tier drought across northeast Arkansas here. That exceptional drought has now come into parts of Poinsett County here as well. So that's where we're seeing the most extreme conditions, especially down towards Wynne, parts of St. Francis Francis County, around Forest City area. We've also got one little spot there behind the banner of exceptional drought right on our very southern border as well. And then here across the Memphis area, it's on the lower end, but it is still exceptionally dry and technically a moderate drought. Last week, we actually had just that D0 tier, the yellow shade, just abnormally dry, not technically a drought. That was in parts of Shelby County. Now all of the Mid-South here is under a drought to some degree. So far this year, we've only had about 10 inches of rain. That sounds like a decent amount, but it's actually about 7 inches behind where we would normally see. And if we go over the next month, and if we were to eliminate the drought, it would take somewhere between 12 and 15 inches of rain to catch us back up and eliminate the drought. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to see very much, if nowhere close to that in the near term. Looking at least in the next 7 days, we're hearing some of these blue shades. We've got that around ½ to inch and a half range across our area. Again, not enough to completely eliminate the drought, but at this point, any good amount of rain, especially around an inch, if it just comes down in one day and it's allowed to soak in rather than run off like the storms we've got right now, Trevor, they're very heavy rain showers, and those tend to run off very quickly. So this Saturday, if we do get that rain, it looks like it'll help us out quite a bit if we finally get a little bit better out of this drought.
Yeah, Kit, when we get this dry, we have to talk about how heavy the rain is coming down. Like you mentioned, if you get heavy rain, it really can't even get into the ground. It just kind of runs off. But a light, slow, steady rain, we will take it. But unfortunately, we need several more inches. And that's just not in the forecast. I was talking to a buddy of mine from high school. He does some farming over in eastern Arkansas. He's like, yeah, we got like 1/10 of an inch this morning. And like Kit mentioned, we need 7 to 10 more inches to kind of catch us back up out of this drought. That side of the forecast, a few of us are seeing some isolated showers this evening up in northwest Tennessee. But overnight tonight, rain chances go back down. So I think it is a dry night tonight. 66 degrees is your low, partly cloudy. Light winds out of the south at about 8 miles an hour. So a pretty nice day tomorrow. I think rain chances will be a little more tame. We were mostly dry today, even with those morning showers. I think tomorrow is pretty much guaranteed to be a dry day. We're going to see a little more sunshine for Friday, but that combined with the southerly wind also helps us to warm up quite a bit. So we're going to go right back into the mid and upper 80s. Some spots tomorrow, even a little bit closer to 90. I wouldn't be surprised if 1 or 2 areas for Friday made it to 90. It looks like 90 in the Delta, especially where it's a little bit warmer, a little more humid. 90 there in Helena, West Helena. 89 in Marianna, Wynn, Forest City. 89 in Blytheville and Earl. 88 for Hernando and Corinth, also in Holly Springs and Oxford. Everybody's staying pretty sunny tomorrow. Couple of 90s in West Tennessee, Brownsville, Covington, Millington, and then upper 80s to around 90 for everybody else. Again, 88 for us here in Memphis. Looking ahead to the weekend, though, like Kit mentioned, we have a little more rain on the way. We have another weather impact alert for Saturday. Now, we don't expect severe weather. It's not that kind of a weather alert. We're giving you a heads up, though, that there's going to be an impact to your plans, especially on the weekend and especially on Saturday when we have so much going on. We have Cooper Young Porch Fest that's already been moved to Sunday. I think that's a great call. We also still have the Hot Wing Festival, and then Memphis Football Fan Fest was also rescheduled because of the rain. So even though we're not expecting thunderstorms, we're not expecting severe weather, it is going to be quite a rainy Saturday. And then Sunday looks much better. Sunny and cooler behind this front. Starting off in the 40s on Sunday morning, high temperature around 70. Here's the hour by hour for Saturday. I think there could be a little bit of light rain in the morning, but I also think that's going to be the driest part of the day. Most of us will start off Saturday mostly dry. A few showers early in the morning, but by lunchtime, this rain starts to pick up a little bit. It is going to be mostly light rain. Again, we're not talking heavy thunderstorms or severe weather necessarily, more of just a steady light rain starting at around lunchtime and then continuing off and on into the afternoon. 2 o'clock, most of us still seeing rain on Saturday, and then that continues through about sunset. I think by 7:30 Saturday evening, we start to see that rain pull away, and then Saturday night turns out mostly dry. But we are going to have, again, those off and on rain showers through the day Saturday. Of course, we need the rain, but not nearly enough going to come this time around. we're looking at maybe a 1/4 of an inch of rain with Saturday's system. Yeah, it's going to rain for several hours, but it's just going to be so light and off and on that's really not going to be able to add up to much. Of course, we were watching those severe storms today off to our north, southern Missouri and Kentucky. As far as tomorrow goes, big time severe weather out to our north and west in the plains and upper Midwest, Kansas, Missouri, Iowa. Wisconsin, Illinois, they're going to be dealing with some pretty rough storms. Again, we are nice and dry tomorrow. And then Saturday, again, we have some rain, but no severe weather. That risk is all the way up in Ohio. So if you are trying to get away this weekend, it's not just us going to be dealing with rain. Much of the southeast dealing with it as well. Gulf Shores, Gatlinburg, New Orleans, all expected to see a little bit of rain for Sunday as that system gets past us. Now, temperatures will drop behind this cold front that's going to come through Saturday. It's going to drop us to the 40s Saturday night and then a little bit cooler for Sunday as well. So here's kind of a recap. Again, we have a couple of showers up in northwest Tennessee right now. Those are dissipating. They are moving out. I don't expect any more storms tonight for the most part. Cool and partly cloudy down to about 66. Warm, sunny, and dry for Friday. Some spots closer to 90, 88 in Memphis. And then there's that weather impact alert we're looking at Saturday by lunchtime into the afternoon and evening. Expect some rain showers. Going to impact your plans. Move things inside Saturday or just move them to Sunday. Look at that sunshine. Chilly, though, Sunday morning. Temperatures starting off in the 40s. We make it to about 70 by Sunday afternoon. And then next week, for the most part, sunny and mostly dry. Only some slight sprinkle chances toward the middle of the week. Sunshine and 70s for Monday and Tuesday. And then back to the 80s by Wednesday and Thursday. So again, Saturday, not expecting severe storms, but you probably still want to move those plans inside. Or if I were you, move them to Sunday. I think Porch Fest made a great call. All right, coming up, we've got a check of your regional forecast and why exactly we didn't see storms today. Kit explains that coming up right after this.